Welcome to the channel where we tell stories about just about anything. Here, you'll find a spine-tingling story that involves the supernatural. Our mission is to bring you face to face with the unexplainable, pushing the boundaries of science and reason. Subscribe now and hit that notification bell so you never miss a chance to join us. Step into the shadows with this story and discover the secrets that await in the darkness. In the remote town of Ravenswood, nestled deep within a dense, foreboding forest, a legend had endured for generations. The townsfolk spoke of a curse, a malevolent force that resided within the woods, waiting for the unsuspecting souls who dared to venture too close to its dark heart. The legend told of a long-forgotten witch named Eleonora who had lived in the forest centuries ago. She was said to possess immense power and an insatiable thirst for vengeance. The townspeople, fearing her wrath, had driven her away, but not before she had placed a curse on the land. They spoke of strange occurrences that plagued the town, inexplicable disappearances, eerie shadows in the night, and a chilling sense of dread that seemed to hang over Ravenswood like a shroud. One fateful autumn night, a group of adventurous teenagers decided to test the legend. They were drawn to the mystery of Ravenswood Forest like moths to a flame, fueled by their youthful bravado and a desire to prove that the stories were nothing more than tales meant to scare children. As the sun dipped below the horizon, casting long, creeping shadows through the trees, the group entered the forest. They carried flashlights and a false sense of confidence, believing that the legends were merely superstition. Their laughter and banter echoed through the woods, but it was soon silenced by a pervasive feeling of unease. As they ventured deeper, the forest grew denser and the trees seemed to close in around them. The darkness was absolute, and the moon's feeble light struggled to penetrate the thick canopy of leaves. They couldn't shake the feeling that they were being watched. Hours passed, and they found themselves disoriented, unable to find their way back. Panic set in as the forest's malevolence seemed to intensify. Strange, whispering voices echoed in the night, their words indecipherable but chilling to the bone. Shadows danced among the trees, taking on sinister shapes that mocked their fear. One by one, the teenagers began to disappear. In the blink of an eye, they were swallowed by the darkness, leaving only their terrified screams hanging in the air. Desperation gripped the remaining members of the group, and they called out for their lost friends, their voices trembling with fear. But the forest offered no answers, only an eerie silence that seemed to mock their pleas. As they stumbled through the dense undergrowth, their flashlights flickered and died, leaving them in utter darkness. It was then that they heard the most bone-chilling sound of all, the cackling laughter of a woman echoing through the trees. Paralyzed with fear, they huddled together, praying for the nightmare to end. The laughter grew closer, and a figure emerged from the shadows, a haggard, wraith-like figure with piercing, malevolent eyes. It was Eleonora, the vengeful witch, her spectral form twisted and tormented by centuries of anger and bitterness. With a wave of her gnarled hand, she summoned tendrils of darkness that snaked around the terrified teens, binding them in place. In a voice that sent shivers down their spines, Eleonora spoke of her curse, her words dripping with malice. She told them that they would never leave the forest, that their fates were sealed by their arrogance and disrespect for the legends that had protected the town for centuries. And then, with a final, bone-chilling cackle, she disappeared into the shadows, leaving the teenagers to their doom. Their fate remains unknown to this day, their disappearance adding to the legend of Ravenswood Forest. The townsfolk, now more fearful than ever, speak of the cursed woods in hushed tones, warning travelers to stay far away from its heart, where the malevolent spirit of Eleonora still lurks, waiting for the next group of foolish souls to test their luck and become part of the never-ending nightmare that is Ravenswood Forest. Years passed, and the legend of Ravenswood Forest grew darker with each retelling. People in the town avoided the forest like the plague, and the nearby villages whispered tales of the cursed woods. Ravenswood itself seemed to be in a perpetual gloom, its streets eerily quiet after nightfall. But as is often the case, there were those who couldn't resist the allure of the macabre. A group of paranormal investigators, led by the intrepid Dr. Victoria Sinclair, arrived in Ravenswood with the intention of uncovering the truth behind the chilling legends. Armed with advanced equipment and scientific skepticism, they were determined to demystify the forest's dark reputation. Victoria, a rational and pragmatic woman, scoffed at the idea of witches and curses. She believed there must be a logical explanation for the forest's sinister aura. Her team, equally skeptical, set up camp near the forest's edge, confident they would leave with a simple, rational explanation for the legends. The first night was uneventful. The investigators recorded ambient sounds, temperature fluctuations, and electromagnetic readings, all of which seemed perfectly normal. Victoria's confidence grew as she reviewed the data, dismissing the legends as mere superstition. But on the second night, as the moon hung low in the sky, the forest began to change. An eerie mist crept through the trees, obscuring their vision. Unearthly sounds echoed through the night, strange and otherworldly. Victoria's skepticism wavered as she struggled to explain the phenomena scientifically. As the hours passed, members of her team started to vanish, just as the teenagers had years ago. Panic gripped the remaining investigators, and Victoria desperately searched for a rational explanation. But there was none to be found. Suddenly, Eleanora's haunting laughter filled the air, chilling their very souls. The spectral figure appeared, her eyes burning with an unholy fire. She spoke of her curse once more, her voice dripping with malevolence. Victoria, her scientific worldview shattered, begged for mercy, but Eleanora showed none. One by one, the investigators succumbed to the forest's darkness, disappearing into the same inky void that had claimed the teenagers. Only Victoria remained, a broken and terrified woman, trapped in a nightmare she could never have imagined. The legend of Ravenswood Forest grew even darker after that night, as the cursed woods claimed another group of intruders. The townsfolk, now even more convinced of its malevolent power, erected warning signs and barricades to keep people away. But the legend lived on, a testament to the insatiable fear that resided within the heart of Ravenswood Forest, a fear that no amount of skepticism or scientific inquiry could ever hope to conquer. And so, the cursed woods continue to stand as a chilling reminder that some nightmares are best left undisturbed, their secrets hidden in the shadows, waiting for the next unsuspecting soul to wander too close. As we draw the curtains on another chilling exploration into the unknown, we want to express our gratitude for joining us on this journey. Ravenswood Mysteries exists because of your curiosity, your support, and your passion for unraveling the enigmas of our world. We've uncovered the secrets hidden within the depths of the forest, ventured into the realms of the supernatural, and even glimpsed the shadows of history's most mysterious tales. But remember, the mysteries of our world are boundless, and there are always more questions to ask and enigmas to solve. Keep your eyes peeled for our future stories, and don't hesitate to share your own stories and mysteries with us. Together, we'll continue to unravel the threads of the unknown, one tale at a time. Thank you for watching this video. Until our next encounter with the unexplainable, stay curious, stay vigilant, and may your nights be filled with intriguing enigmas and restful dreams. Goodbye, dear seekers of truth.